Alright folks, well, Alan Rubel coming back at you for Ozark Mountain Outdoor Ventures. This is another self-defense style video here for us. Hope to get this to you sooner rather than later, but with turkey season coming up and the coronavirus and stuff like that, it's just been a little bit sporadic on making videos, so hopefully I can get this to you. I am planning on doing a couple more of these self-defense and survival videos. This one is on proper pistol procedures. I'd like to do something on rifle and also shotgun. So let's get right into it.
This is a little bit closer look at
Okay, so you know, in my experience, I did not have a whole lot of pistol experience prior to 2015, where I had a good friend and pistol instructor kind of give me, you know, went through the conceal and carry course and really kind of piqued my interest on pistols, and today much more familiar with them than I was at the time, but also did a little bit of the USPSA pistol matches competition there for a while, and that was kind of before, you know, Ozark Mountain Outdoor Ventures, and you know, really kind of after that kind of switched my focus back into hunting and those kind of things. But anyway, here's some few things that I have learned about proper pistol procedures and placement. So I'm going to show you some pictures here that had a large impact in 2015, in that time frame where I was learning and studying and getting taught by some of these much more knowledgeable and more professional pistol instructors than, of course, that I am. But these had such an impact on me that I thought I might share those with you today. This was actually from a Facebook post in 2015 from Critical Defense CCW on Facebook. I will try and put a link in the description. But these are just some illustrations that I thought was very just you could just visualize it, and so it was definitely stuck with me for these 5 years. So I wanted to come back with you today. This first one here is basically just your finger placement upon the trigger and how it can affect your groupings on the target. On the farthest left, you can see where the proper alignment could get you. I mean, if you got your side alignment, everything grip and everything proper except for that trigger finger, can impact where the, you know, your bullet placement will be, the center, and then to the right you can see where your grouping goes off to the left. So anyway, in the illustration, the far left is your proper trigger placement, and then you can see how that can affect your grouping. I thought that was just a real simple illustration for proper trigger finger placement. Next, here we go for proper sight height alignment. Depending on what pistol you're using, can be different as far as type of sights that you are using, but here is a good overall universal illustration on proper straight height alignment. So basically here you can see the flush, your front pin sight there is flush with your rear sight, and that's gonna, if you can really do that in a quick amount of time, that's really all that you really need to look at. But here's a great illustration if you want to just take a moment to take this in. There's a lot of things going on in this illustration, but the gist of it there, you can see how your front sight needs to line up with the bullseye. Next here, I learned this the hard way on the in the USPSA matches when you're under pressure. I was unfortunately doing most of my sight alignment on the left for, you know, focusing on your target where you should actually be focusing on that front pin. And once I really kind of Dave Marlowe really on the fly showed me that, and once I've implemented it going forward, definitely makes all the difference in the world. Just focusing on that front pin, it feels awkward to blur that target out a little bit, but you need to be focusing on that front pin. Again, here just a real simple illustration on proper trigger finger placement. You want that pushing flush, and where you have the easiest and smoothest trigger placement, where you're not slapping the trigger, where you're not jerking, where you're not pulling it, and just a smooth trigger pull. Oh, here's some different illustrations on the most commonly found sights you have. A lot of folks really hate the Glock sights. I'm used to them. It's really what most of my handguns are the Glock sights. Your Beretta, your Colt, Sig, Smith & Wesson, Desert Eagle. I mean, Smith & Wesson is probably my next choice on maybe a CCW handgun. I like to get the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield. Currently, you know, the Glock 43, the Glock 27. I also carry the Glock 30 SF. The next one here is showing a little bit of your proper grip, and this was one of the first things that my CCW and pistol instructor showed, and oftentimes we see that Hollywood pistol grip there on the bottom right hand corner, and that's just a serious no-no. It really is. And you know, with The Walking Dead and all those action types of series, you can see some really things in those type of shows that are completely out of the realm of reality. But your proper grip here, I'll just show you real quick. Okay, when you grab a hold of that pistol, go ahead and get your thumb right up in there, and you leave that open area for your second hand to come in. That basically is the spacing for the other heel of your hand to come in. Okay, and like I said, these are just some really great illustrations. Here we go for proper sight alignment in the picture. Again, I think we kind of hit this already on one of the other pictures, but this will give you a visual representation of if you do have the incorrect proper sight alignment of where your point of impact might be on the target. If you look at the front pin, whether it be high or low, to the left or to the right, will, you know, affect where your bullet is having the point of impact on the target. Again, this goes into a little bit of getting if your gun does have a dovetail, and it should all have a dovetail, but maybe not as elongated as the 1911 here in this picture. But you definitely want to get the webbing of your hand in between the index finger and your thumb up into that, so you do have better control of the handgun. And I'll give you a quick representation. This is, of course, showing the correct way, but here is what you don't want to do. Again, here's your correct way, and with your hand in position, it is holding less recoil. You're able to manage the muzzle rise of that. The webbing of your hand is not properly up there. It is like a lever and going to give more muzzle rise on that. Okay, moving on here, and this is one I think is particular. Once you have your the webbing fully up against the dovetail, your proper finger trigger placement. You also want to be holding that square flush also down your wrist and into your forearm, allowing you to better manage the recoil and also be steady for your follow-up shots. Okay, again, I think this is one of my biggest challenges that I had to overcome here. Again, you know, I've been shooting since a young kid, but not necessarily all in pistol, but even in rifle, you definitely want to be giving that proper front sight focus, and you know, not too blurred out as in the middle illustration, and not focusing correctly on just looking at the target on the far left, but definitely just kind of a medium, and that definitely does take a lot of practice to be able to do that. But I think, you know, with some practice and definitely some of these key proper pistol procedures and placements has helped me, and definitely with the interaction I've had with my friends and being able to kind of coach me along. Definitely appreciate those guys. You know who you are. Martin Sorley, for one, Keith Russell, and Dave Marlowe. Definitely want to give a shout out to those guys real quick before the end of this video. But yes, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, we're all on shutdown for the COVID-19, and just wanted to come at you real quick with a survival and defense style video. Again, hopefully I can get this to you sooner than later, and I do have a couple more in mind coming up for shotgun and rifle, so stay tuned with us.